A very good morning. EURUSD has continued to sell off in towards the downside today after a beautiful retracement in towards the upside yesterday. Good morning, my name is Fabio, and as always in this daily market update, I will update you on the major dollar pairs and of course gold. So EURUSD, first of all, we saw a nice retracement back in towards the highs, which was pretty necessary because what happened here on the 1 hour time frame is that we were building up a lot of liquidity above all of these descending highs. So what happened last night, obviously here you have a very clear supply zone where a lot of people are looking to scale into with the stop loss above the highs. Now those people have again been stopped out, and now there is potential for EURUSD to continue further in towards the downside after taking out this area of liquidity. Now looking at the higher time frame being the daily, not much has changed. As we can still see from the daily time frame, we are still bearish and still looking for short positions in towards the downside. Now, as at the beginning of the week, we retraced, or we were positioned at the monthly/3 monthly open, and throughout this week we have been pushing further in towards the downside following the overall immediate daily internal order flow. So what you have here is a push down, a pullback, a push down, a pullback, a push down, and then again a pullback into the monthly/3 monthly and in towards the daily buy before the sell down. Now over here on EURUSD, we have equal lows, which is much more clear here on the 4 hour time frame, meaning that there is liquidity resting underneath them. And furthermore, on the daily time frame, we also have a major liquidity low open right over here, marked out with this X. So for euro dollar, I'm still looking for further downside on this throughout this weekend in towards next week. So shorts are the only opportunity, and if we do see a retracement like we saw last night, taking out clear liquidity, then for me that is just a clear opportunity to look for again further short positions. Now yes, you have an area of demand over here, but this demand for me is not relatively strong. Yes, we did have liquidity over here, but the demand zone itself, when it was formed, did not take out liquidity here to the left. So when a demand zone is formed, you want it to liquidate a low and then, for example, push up higher, and then you would have a stronger area of demand. Now for myself, I'm just going to be looking for further short positions. Could we push up higher? Yes. Actually, I would even prefer that if we would see a little internal trend in towards the highs, and then, for example, see the 4 hour change of character, and then look for a new shorting opportunity. But regardless, if you're in shorts from, let's say, the highs, then your USD is still a good potential short position, as the daily order flow is still bearish and in control, and we're still looking for further downside. Now, this is supported by what the dollar index shows us, because if you know me, then you know that the dollar index has been bullish, and I've been calling a bullish dollar for quite some time. Clear push up, retracement phase takes out liquidity. Clear push up, retracement phase takes out liquidity. Retracement up, pullback phase takes out liquidity, and now again we're seeing a push up. So this is nice, and we're just seeing further upside. Yesterday we saw a small retracement at the end of the day on the dollar, after taking out, let's say, let me just make it a little bit more clear, this liquidity high here. You can then see that the dollar needs to take and start grabbing liquidity, and it becomes a little bit more clear on the 1 hour time frame, because you can see I marked out yesterday ascending lows, and then what happens, you kind of like get a fake break here, which is just most of the times just the liquidity grab to then fuel again another move in towards the upside, because the higher time frame trend is what really matters. Now obviously this continuation of the trend will be confirmed once we break this high. So once that clear high breaks, or once we see a clear break above that high, then it's very, very likely that we're going to be trading up in towards this high over here. So that's what I'm looking for. Once the dollar breaks that, then I'll be looking for some more long opportunities, and otherwise, maybe, who knows, a little bit of a deeper retracement. There's obviously still some demand open, or even some equal lows open, from where I would also very be happy to look for new potential long opportunities on the dollar. But the most important part is that on the daily time frame, we can clearly see that we are trending upwards, clearly see here that demand is in control. So anybody telling you otherwise and to start shorting the dollar here doesn't really know what he's talking about, I would say, in my personal opinion, as it is clear that the trend is bullish, and we are fulfilling that current trend at the moment. Now going into GBPUSD, a lot of you obviously have been shorting your USD and GBPUSD. Now your GBPUSD yesterday, saw a nice strong retracement back in towards the highs. Now obviously the initial sell-off in towards the downside happened following news that we had on inflation numbers, if I'm not mistaken, CPI year on year in the UK. What we have here is an area of supply. This is a news supply zone with no liquidity in the push down, so I wouldn't be surprised if GU has the potential to push up a little bit higher. GU also didn't take out any liquidity here to the left, also not taking out this high yet, so I am not looking to short GU as of yet. I want to see a little bit higher prices on GU before looking for another potential short in towards the downside. Keep in mind as well, GBPUSD is a little bit stronger at the moment than EURUSD. And that mainly has to do with the fact that GU actually did kind of like liquidate this low and then see a strong V-shape reversal. Whereas on EURUSD, that is not a strong low and it's equal lows with liquidity resting underneath. That's why you're currently seeing that EURUSD is a lot weaker than GBPUSD at this moment. So therefore, I would only be looking for new potential short opportunities on GBPUSD if we were to see a higher push up. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for on GU, and if I look at the 4-hour time frame, then obviously this here is a liquidity high, and if we then take out that liquidity high and then, for example, see the 4-hour change of character again, then we can look for shorts again. But otherwise, until then, I'm staying out of any potential further trading opportunities on GBPUSD. And by the way, if you look here at the 1-hour time frame, you can kind of see here that we took out the final kind of like little bump in the road. So again, if you view this as, let's say, the impulse in towards the highs, you have a lot of liquidity here. And you can kind of view it in the way that here, and we've just taken out all of that liquidity, and then we come to the final liquidity low, because obviously there's no real low here for the rest except for this low itself, but this low is strong because it liquidated this low here to the left. So with that final low liquidated, then you see a strong reaction up. Then I don't like just selling on a weak demand zone or a supply zone, excuse me. I want to see, again, liquidation on the other side and then get that 1-hour change of character. So that's what I'm looking for in GBPUSD. Going into AUDUSD, we can see AU still consolidative, has been pushing up higher again today after, if I'm not mistaken, some news was announced about Trump saying that he's 100% going to have a deal with China. Now, when it comes to AU, I'm obviously staying out of this because it's just consolidating only until we take out this high over here. If we take out that high, see 1-hour change of character or 4-hour change of character, excuse me, then we could look for a short position. Otherwise, for the rest, I'll just stay out. Going into NZDUSD, NZDUSD is a nice short opportunity. It took what AU failed to do. So it pushed into this supply zone. It took out this liquidity, which is the high of the overall range. It's seen a 4-hour change of character, and now in the lower time frame being the 1 hour, we're seeing here internal liquidity get grabbed. So here's the internal liquidity. Here you also have liquidity high. So now what you want to kind of see is lower time confirmation and then look for the overall sell. So yeah, that's that. On NU, personally, I'll probably just get into a sell, kind of like with a bigger stop loss somewhere around here, maybe above the supply zone. And then just target the lows once again. Let's see how that starts to play out. But obviously the best thing to do is just wait for the lower time for confirmation. Going into USD CAD, we can see USD CAD selling off a bit. CAD, personally, I'm not a very big fan of USD CAD at the moment. It's slightly unclear to me. I would like to see this low here get taken out. Let me quickly see. Have we already taken out that low? And yes, we have. So we took out this overall low over here. Now that means that we took out major liquidity. Now what you would want to then see is obviously the order flow shift. So we would need to break this high. Once that high breaks, then we can look for longs again. Otherwise, until then, supply is still in control. So yeah, I'm not looking for shorts, but I'm well, actually, maybe a short-term short would be nice back down towards the monthly free, monthly open, now that this supply here is in control. But obviously, it's not the highest probability trade as the dollar is currently in its impulsive phase. So therefore, I would, I think there are better opportunities personally than USD CAD. Although I do like the fact that we took, obviously, at this daily bump in the road, we took that out. I've now seen, if I'm not mistaken, a daily change of character. Let me quickly check using the indicator. No, we haven't seen a daily change of character yet. So this is probably a pair that I would just stay away from. We've just taken out liquidity yeah, therefore I wouldn't really be looking at shorts. I would more be looking at longs once we take out the fractal high. Then we can look for longs again. Otherwise, until then, some short-term downside is still possible, but I would only be trading this on, for example, the 15-minute time frame. Now, the 15-minute time frame is actually very nice because what you can again see here happening is break of structure down, impulsive phase. Within that impulsive phase, we have here the bump in the road, and then the bump in the road gets taken out, and then the real sell-off happens. So, yeah, nice potential short-term shorting opportunity there on USD CAD. It's now breaking the 1 hour fractal, so who knows, some short-term downside. Then going into USCHF, it's moving a little bit slow as of yet, very consolidative, if I'm very honest, but still looking for this to sell off in the near future. For now, still slightly bullish as the Swiss franc is still relatively weak. It's waiting for some more uncertainty from China and the US. It's currently situated in this supply zone. We also have this buy for the sell here as well. However, on the 4-hour time frame, I do like the supply zone that it's currently in, or the 1-hour supply zone that it's in as well. Why? Well, because it liquidated here this bump in the road to the left, meaning that this is a strong buy before the sell down. Therefore, this is now a supply zone, and this supply zone, I'm waiting for it to kind of like provide us with some strength and some follow through. We also had the monthly and the 3-monthly open, which didn't do too much, if I'm very honest. I expected a little bit more from it, actually. But now for USCHF, yesterday it saw a 4-hour fractal break down. But yeah, slightly weak, no candle close underneath it. So I'm now waiting and looking for this still to push down lower. But I would only probably get in with new positions if it breaks the 4-hour fractal low again. And then with a strong candle close, retracement, retest this, and then look for a short position if you're not in yet. That's for USDCHF, but still looking for that for the downside there. And then, of course, USDJPY. Guys, USDJPY, beautiful scenes, obviously in its impulsive phase. We've called it, and we called in the live stream on Tuesday that we're going to take out this high, which was a main liquidity high. So your target pretty much reached for now in the short term. Obviously, we expect it to push up towards this high as well. But this high could cause a pullback. Looking at USDJPY, you can clearly see that we've had impulsive phase up. Well, within that impulsive phase here, liquidity, taking out liquidity, push up again. Here, impulsive phase up. We have liquidity gets taken out, impulse up again. So pretty much as simple as that. Looking now at USDJPY, you can clearly see that we're very, very bullish. So now you're just looking for more reaccumulation. So then look for new potential longs. And that would look like this, where now you need to take out this low again as liquidity, and then you could look for another long opportunity once again on some lower time frame bullish confirmation. But good to see USDJPY acting bullish as we expected after taking out the bump in the road. So yeah, nice longs there, because yen basket is also relatively bearish, obviously, after rejecting the yearly open again. Very, very sexy. It continued pushing back in towards the downside, and I expect the yen basket to sell off further. And again, impulsing towards the downside, bump in the road taken out, yearly open rejected, and then what can I say, guys? Just beautiful, just beautiful. 4-hour fractal breaking towards the downside. I was actually waiting for this high here to get taken out for liquidity and then sell off, but it already wanted to sell off. So yeah, just follow the momentum, obviously, on the yen basket, which is bearish. And then last of all, we have gold. Now, gold has not really been moving yesterday. It's waiting for inflation numbers that are coming out in the US tomorrow. So I wouldn't take any positions at the moment on gold, although I know a lot of you are in love with it. It's not something I would actively really want to trade until the inflation numbers come out. But then again, you're kind of like guessing what those numbers will do. Currently situated in daily demand. 4-hour time frame here is stalling. 1-hour time frame stalling as well. Yesterday, I was looking for some more upside. Well, I don't actually actively trade it at the moment, but here we're leaving some equal lows behind. So it's just kind of like stuck at the moment. So I wouldn't really be trading gold until the next inflation numbers come out, and then the overall trend or the next trend on gold will again become slightly more clear. But obviously, it's very bullish, so you do want to be looking for that upside continuation, but I would be looking for upside continuation once either we see kind of like a sweep of the low and then the further upside, or if it starts moving with momentum, then we could look for some further longs. But until then, it's not very, very clear. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day. I'll go live at 2:30 Central Eastern Time. So looking forward to see you guys there, and have an amazing trading day. Thanks.